Today's world is incredibly diverse, and there are many different languages spoken. This makes bilingual education a current day issue because it is considered a disadvantage to not be able to proficiently read, write, speak, or listen in English. According to the U.S. Department of Education, there were an estimated 4.7 million English language learners during the 2009 to 2010 school year, which is about 10% of enrolled school children. Bilingual education programs have been around since the Civil Rights Movement, which aroused concern that English learning students who were completely immersed in all English classrooms were not learning English quickly enough. They were falling behind in knowledge of subject material and losing proficiency in their native languages. Christine Amario, a journalist for the Associated Press, records that only 7% of 4th grade and 3% of 8th grade English language learners scored at the proficient level or above on a nationwide mandated reading test, according to federal data. Becca, a 4th grade native English speaker, has been a part of an English-Spanish dual language program since kindergarten. She likes learning Spanish because it's fun and she is able to talk with people who can only speak Spanish. Becca said at first learning Spanish was hard, but it got easier the more she learned since she was able to understand her teacher better. Her teacher helped her understand what they're learning by doing crafts and worksheets. A bilingual education offers numerous benefits. The American Council on the Teaching of Foreign Languages cites that some benefits include improved cognitive and creative abilities, as well as improved linguistic and verbal abilities. Knowing a second language also increases job opportunities in many careers, where knowing another language is a real asset. Children are able to learn about another culture through a bilingual education, and their overall mental development is enriched. Casey Schwartz, a staff writer for Newsweek, wrote an article titled "Why It's Smart to Be Bilingual."
In this article, you talk about bilingualism being a superfood for our kids' brains. Explain how the research supports that.
Well, it turns out that being able to speak more than one language at a really high level and on a regular basis is like constantly flexing a muscle in your brain, and it carries over into all kinds of skills beyond those of actually speaking a language.
Bilingual education can be implemented in many different forms. There are dual language programs, monolingual programs, transitional bilingual education, or full immersion programs. One of the most widely known programs is dual language. In Vernon Hills, Illinois, a dual language program has been set up in an elementary school for nearly 10 years. Chrissy Wall has 2 children enrolled in this program and describes it as a great success. Each kindergarten class that comes in is guaranteed that if they start in the bilingual program, they will continue in it through the 5th grade, which is when it ends. This is to ensure that a class who starts in the program won't be dropped halfway through it. By having students that speak different languages in the same class, they are able to interact with each other in ways they may not have otherwise. They learn about each other's culture and learn to appreciate diversity.
What happens is when these both groups come together, they are learning from, one from the other, which is the greatest thing that is happening.
Erin Downey, a 4th and 5th grade bilingual education teacher, believes dual language programs are beneficial to both the native Spanish speakers and the native English speakers.
They have a whole new language opened up to them, so they don't just have one resource, but now they have 2 resources for reading and speaking and listening and writing. But also culturally, it gives them so much more of an advantage in understanding other people and understanding diverse backgrounds. So I think it really works both ways, and both types of students can be benefited by being a part of it.
A person at any age is able to learn another language, but the optimal time is during young adolescence. Karen DeBoard, who has a PhD in child development, says that it's easier for a child to learn 2 languages than it is an adult.
A child before 8 is a language learning machine. That's their reason for being, for the most part. So this is the time to learn a language.
Bilingual education offers so many benefits and has the capacity to truly enhance a child's education. With an increasingly diverse population, there is a need for children to be able to learn about other cultures and communicate with those who are not native in English. Bilingual education is the solution to this problem.